Hey guys, tonight we're going to be talking about plotting a coordinate. And when you're given a coordinate, what do you do with it and how do you put that on the coordinate grid? So when we talk about plotting coordinates, the most important thing is to understand the structure of what a coordinate is. Understanding the structure is going to help you place it on the coordinate grid and be able to use and manipulate it in the future. So when we talk about structure, all coordinates are always in parentheses. You're always going to find a coordinate in a parentheses, and you're always going to see a comma in between. In between, or what's in the parentheses, is that you have an x coordinate and you have a y coordinate. X always comes first because this is your input value. And y will always be your output value. When you're dealing with a coordinate, you always have numbers, so they always fall somewhere on that number line or that coordinate grid. And it kind of could look something like this. So, -2, 3. And that's a great coordinate. And you can learn how to plot that. Again, you always have to remember what x is and what y is, and that's going to help you direct it onto your coordinate plane. So the first thing there, again, that we're just looking at is the overall structure. The x comes first, y comes second, x is input, y is output. And when we plot, we're going to have to use the coordinate grid in order to move the dots around, or move the coordinate points around. So let's go to a graph and learn how to plot -2, 3. So we have our coordinate grid, and I've just color-coded it for y to say our blue and x to say our red. So knowing that our y-axis is our vertical line, this is our y-axis, and this is our x-axis. And when we plot a point, we just take a look at our point. We had -2, 3, and we just analyze it, remembering our quadrants, remembering where things are. We know that all of these are negative over here. These are positive y's, and these are negative y's. Understanding the quadrants, like we've talked about in lessons in the past, and knowing the structure of the coordinate plane is really going to help you out. So the first kind of step you want to figure out is, where is this first value, this -2? That first step is to kind of locate the x coordinate. So it's that -2, and -2 is going to be right here. Now this is not plotting my coordinate right now. I'm just kind of finding that area. It's not a plot. My second step is going to be to move up to the y coordinate. So again, that second step, move to the y coordinate from the x coordinate. So I'm starting at that -2 that I just plotted, and now I'm going to go up to the y coordinate, and that y coordinate is 3. So I know I'm in the positive realm, so I know I'm going to be at the top part of my coordinate grid, and I'm going to literally just follow it up. I start at -2 and 0. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 up. That is my coordinate point. That's what I'm trying to plot. That is -2, 3. And that's how I plot a point. All I have to do is locate the x-coordinate and then move to the y-coordinate from the x-coordinate. Let's try one more just to practice, and that will be it for tonight. Okay, on this axis, we're going to go for a little bit less structure, but again, stuff that you guys can use. We're going to plot the points. Let's make it 6 and -5. 6 and -5. So I'm going to start at my x-axis. It's going to be my first, or my x-coordinate. That's my very first step that we had before. And I'm going to go over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where I'm going to start for my x. And then I'm going to move down to my y, or I'm going to move to my y-coordinate, just like on our steps before. And I need to go in the negative realm, so that's this lower part of the coordinate grid. So that's 1, I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's my point right there. That's my coordinate point. That is 6, -5. I've plotted my point. I've just kind of followed some structure. Eventually, you guys won't need those dots into color code, and you'll kind of get it, but it just takes time and practice. Make sure that you're using the structure of the coordinate, knowing that x comes first, y comes second, that you guys are using the structure of the coordinate grid, that you have the x and y axes crossing each other, y is your vertical line, x is your horizontal line, and make sure to always pay attention to the attributes or the characteristics of each one of our quadrants. That's really going to help you continue to be comfortable with this coordinate grid. That's it for tonight. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you later.